Hi, you guys. It is just one Ebony's YouTube channel. My name is Ebony, and today we're going to be talking about back to the basics with Poshmark. I've been having this series going on for a little while, just telling you the basic tips and tricks about different things going on with Poshmark. If you like that sort of content, then please waste no time. Push that subscribe button and the notification bell and give me a thumbs up for the video. I appreciate you guys. And if you have not watched any of these series of back to the basics, it could really help you guys out, especially if you're a newcomer to Poshmark. We've talked about sharing, we've talked about likes, we've talked about bundles. Today we're going to be talking about pictures and your descriptions in your listings. So that's very important to selling on Poshmark. So if you want to watch and want to know more about that, then please go ahead, stay tuned for this video. I appreciate you guys. Okay, you guys. So, when I'm in this setting, I'm just really like having a, conversation with you guys, getting, down to business and just talking about some different tips and tricks and just different things that can help you guys as they maybe helped me through my journey of being a reseller on Poshmark. These that I'm telling you, the tips that I'm telling you today dealing with Poshmark are pictures and descriptions. Now, when it comes to this, not only will this help you on Poshmark, but this will help you on Mercari or any other selling platform where you have to actually list your items, take picture of your items, and give a description of your item. When it comes to pictures, it's just really important to make sure you get every single detail that you can dealing with the item. Now, pictures, I already told you guys, sharing, it was one of my least favorites dealing with Poshmark. But pictures, oh my God. Taking the pictures is one of my least favorite things as well. I'm like, I don't know if sharing's number one or pictures is number one. I'm not sure because they both are on the list of my least favorite things to do. Now, we have to do it, and the reason is because pictures, they're very important. Because if you don't have a picture of your item, or if it's not good, then, what's going to entice someone to buy it or wants to even look at it? The first thing that they see in order to know if they want the item is the picture, okay? So picture comes first. So it's very important that you have a clear picture. You can sometimes use equipment. I know a lot of people do use lighting. Some people use sunlight. I do use lighting. My sister used to do a lot of vlogs and a lot of YouTube. So I just kind of took her lighting because she stopped doing it for a while. So I took her lighting and I've been using her lighting, and it's only one light that I use. And even for my videos, I have a ring light that I use. So these things help you guys to achieve the good picture, the picture so that people can actually see the item. Now, not to say you have to use those things. It is not a must. You just have to find an area in your home or wherever you're taking your pictures at that is good lighting, that maybe has some natural sunlight coming in, and, very good background. Now, my background in my pictures, I recently I've done white, I've done the brick background that you can easily get things from Amazon. You can go to Amazon and you can get any kind of photo background that you would like. Or you could use just a regular basic white wall, or, just your wall in itself, whatever color your wall may be. If it's just a flat color, you can always use your wall. And so it just depends on you. And believe me, I'm giving you tips on pictures, but I am not the best. I am not. So the tips that I give you are just things that help me a little bit along the way of taking my photos. Now, my background, maybe some people don't like backgrounds. Some people say it's just plain white is what is best for your photos. For me, it's just making sure that your item is clear, that to the person that is trying to purchase them, they can see every aspect of the item. So you want to take a picture, of course, of the front of the item, the back of the item, even the side of the item, and any flaws that are there. You want to make sure you get a picture of the flaw. You want to get a picture of the sizing tag as well. You also want to get a picture of the material tag. So that will say whatever percent cotton, spandex, whatever the case may be. It will tell them exactly what percentage of what is there. And that's important because when I first started, you guys, I did not take a picture of all of that. I took a picture maybe of the front, the back, and of the sizing tag, but I did not take a picture of the actual material tag. And what I would hate is people would ask me, what are the materials? And I'm like, ugh. So I had to go back, had to get, the material information. So when you take enough pictures and list enough pictures, because now Poshmark allows you to list up to 16 photos on there, which before it used to be like 8. So now that you can list up to 16, list as many photos as you can take. So it helps to have those pictures and have those images so that you don't have to go back and the customers don't have to ask you questions. And you'll find yourself getting a lot more just sales in general, because sometimes the people would they'll be able to trust and see, oh, I see every aspect of this item. So I feel comfortable enough to purchase just outright. So which is good. So whenever you offer more information, it allows people to be able to see the picture, to be able to see the item, to get a clear picture of the item and know what they're purchasing without having to ask you the question. So that gets on to description. Just as the picture has every single aspect of the item, even if it's new with tags, you want to take a picture of that new with tag, that tag that is on the item, so that people know the style number. They will know how much the item costs originally as retail. So this all helps with people making a decision if the price that you're offering them is a good price for them and they want to purchase it outright, or if they want to decide to wheel and deal and make you an offer. But the description is also key, because you can't just assume that just by you taking a picture, then, oh, they should see everything that they need to see and they shouldn't have to ask any question. I shouldn't have to put this in the description. That is incorrect. You still want to, just as you're doing the picture, you want to list everything in the description. So you want to have a good title. You want to have a title that shows the brand of what it is, the type of item it is, as well as you can sometimes put sizing. I don't really put sizing in all of my titles, but I do list the brand, what it is, like if it's a top, if it's a sweater. And then sometimes you can describe it as the color. So if it's an Old Navy brown top, then you can put Old Navy brown top. If it's a long sleeve top, you can put Old Navy brown long sleeve top. So it just get more descriptive, allows people to kind of, when they're looking at those items and looking for those items, it's more ways that they will find your item because you have more description than what maybe someone else just putting dress in the title or putting shirt in the title. That is not very descriptive. I don't know what type of shirt it is. And when it comes to the description area, I would put the same information that was in the title. I also will maybe put some more descriptive features into it. So if it's jeweled, and I couldn't add it into the title because the title is only a certain amount of characters. So I would add even more description to that title in the description area. I would put the size, even though, yes, they can see it in the picture, but I still want to make sure, and they can see it in the categories and options that you choose down in the listing area for Poshmark. But I also want all of this information to be there, so there's no second guessing. In the description, this is the size, as well as I see it on the listing itself. So there's multiple ways of verifying that this is the size. So I will put the size. I will put, if there is a flaw, I will put in that description the flaw. So if it's a small hole, like on this green top that you see, you'll actually see the pictures here. You'll see all of the front, the back. You'll also see that I take a picture of the flaw that it has in the front of the shirt. So in the front, there is a flaw. There's small spots on the front of the shirt. There is also, you'll see on the last picture, there is also a small hole on the back of the item at the neck. So I will also put that. And I also will say, see pictures, so that they know any flaw that I list, there is a picture for that flaw. So you should be able to see the flaw and see exactly if it's something you still are interested in and want to purchase based off of that information. I would also include the measurements. Now, when I list measurements, I always say some people take pictures of their measurements. So they'll actually put the item, flat and have the measuring tape on the side for each, for the width, for the armpit to armpit, for all of that. I did that once. It was too much for me. So I decide what I do is I get my items. I do all of the writing because I actually handwrite all of my information. So I'll write down what everything is. I'll write down the measurements and all of that. Then later on, I'll have a day where I'll take the picture, and that's how I kind of go about doing my work. So when I list my items, when it comes down to the measuring, I will put approximate measurements are, and that's on every single listing that I have. I make sure that someone doesn't, uphold me and take it like, well, oh, this has to be the exact measurement. The measurements that I take are not necessarily the exact measurement, okay? I was watching this video, I got an offer for an item. So, you get excited when you get offers, you guys. So I was just looking like, oh my God, I got an offer. So, but anyway, so you guys, when it comes to the measurements, I always say approximate measurements. I take the length of the item. So if it's a top, I'm going to get the length, and I'm going to get the armpit to armpit, and I may get the sleeve of the item. And that's usually what my go-to is for a top. When it comes to bottoms, I get the measurement of the length of the bottoms. I get the waist or the width of the bottoms. I also get the inseam, which is from like the crotch all the way down to the leg, the bottom of the leg. And then I'll get the rise, which is from like the belt or the, waist top area to the crouch. So I get all of that and I will list it. And how I found out on Pinterest, I look on Pinterest and I see, oh, how do you measure items? Or you can even look on YouTube. How do you measure items? And that kind of helps me in starting this process of making sure I get the right measurements for whether it's a top, dress, shirt, whatever the case may be. So I want people to know when they purchase from me, they can trust, what they're purchasing. They can see that all the information is there ready for them. And as I have told you before, I offer, if anybody has questions about any items that they want to purchase, that they ask, and have no problem with asking the question, because I am here open, telling them, if they need anything to let me know. So that's pretty much it. So when it comes to your pictures, when it comes to your description, it's very important, you guys. So take it seriously. Make sure you get all the information that you need for items, because especially if you inventory items like me, you don't want to have to go back and go through your inventory boxes and open an item up to answer a question for someone, and then they not purchase the item at all. So that was one of my big things. I really hated doing that. So I started to make sure, as I continue my process as a reseller, to how do I need to tweak what I do to make sure I get all the information necessary so the person feels comfortable with me. Everything's there listed that they needed to know, and they feel comfortable with purchasing the item. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoy this back to the basics video dealing with pictures and descriptions. And hopefully this helps you in making your closets better and growing even more. So I appreciate you guys. I thank you for watching. Make sure to leave your closet names down below so that I can share the love, you guys. Have a wonderful day. And you're watching Just One Evie. We're out.